Welcome to Patch Chat with Gretchen
and Dr. Cleverly, where we take a quick and clever dive into the info you want to know.
Hey everyone, Gretchen Uhe and Dr. Cleverly here. Today's video is about the LifeWave patches and if folks can become dependent or addicted to them. Now, I know the answer, but I want you to hear the answer out of the mouth of someone who has 2 PhDs and is a brain health expert, Dr. Cleverly. So some people ask when they're first learning about the LifeWave patches, can these patches cause a dependency or an addiction? Now, you've been a holistic doctor for over a decade, and you've worked extensively in health and nutrition and even taught at private college. Plus, you've helped many people with addiction through your business Fork in the Road. So I know you've got some great insights here. And would you please go ahead and share those insights with our viewers?
Thanks, Gretchen. So I'm excited to dive into this topic because it's important to clarify. When people hear addiction or dependency, they often think of substances like drugs or alcohol or even certain medications that can cause the body to rely on them. But the key thing to understand here is that LifeWave patches work in a very different way than that. They are not a drug and they are not an addictive substance.
That is so true. And now, from a holistic health perspective, people want to know what's the difference between products like the LifeWave patch and something like, say, melatonin supplements. Melatonin supplements, which some people feel they can get dependent on.
That's a good question. So melatonin is actually a great example. It's an interesting hormone. It's actually called by some the Dracula of hormones because your body starts making it in the dark hours. And as sunrise approaches, then the levels begin to drop, and that lets you know that it's time to get up. So it's a natural process that happens in your body and where your body naturally produces the substance to regulate sleep. Now, if you take melatonin supplements for too long, there can be side effects. There can also be interactions with it. But the side effect that I'm focused on today is that it makes the body less efficient at producing it. So if your body feels that you have an external source of melatonin, then it will save its energy and it will stop providing you with the melatonin it normally would. It's just very efficient that way. That's not an addiction per se. There's no cravings that are present, but there is a limitation from use with melatonin supplements. I can see why people would be more cautious about it because when you stop taking it, you can have trouble sleeping on your own. So this is because you've conditioned your body to rely on an external source, and it takes time for your body to get back to normal. So the patches don't introduce a substance into your body that's external, that it becomes reliant on. And it doesn't contradict with other things either. But instead, the patches stimulate your body's own natural healing processes, and it uses light therapy, which helps your body basically do its own job better. And so you think of it like giving your body a gentle nudge to create what it already knows how to do. And it's just encouraging it toward the work of better health for itself, which is the goal.
Awesome. Yeah, that's such an excellent distinction. So, another way of saying this is it's not like the patch is taking over the body's function. It's more like the patch is giving the body a trigger and providing a reminder of what it's capable of, right?
Right. So it's kind of like building blocks, the way that food provides us with what we need to do the functions that our body requires. So if you take the example of turkey, it contains tryptophan, which is an amino acid that can be a building block for other hormones like melatonin eventually. So no one gets addicted to turkey, right? But your body is simply using the building blocks that it's given and it makes whatever it needs to from that. So the LifeWave patches act more like that. They give the body the necessary signals or ingredients to encourage the natural processes of the body, like giving you greater energy, for example.
Yeah, okay. I love that analogy. And people aren't going to be out of control in their kitchens with a turkey addiction anytime soon, right? So,
I don't think so. It'd be very interesting. The holidays are coming up, but with the patches, there's really no risk of dependency because they don't contain any chemicals or drugs that your body's going to develop a craving to or a reliance on. But they can help your body tap into its own resources, which is why you can use them as needed without worrying about dependencies.
Yeah. So just to clarify and hear it come from a PhD's mouth, if someone stops using the patches after a while, there aren't any withdrawal symptoms or negative side effects, right?
There's no withdrawals that I've ever heard of or known of. It doesn't really make a lot of sense that there would be, because when you stop using the patches, your body just stops getting that signal. So it's not like you're taking away something that it's become reliant on, like a drug. So if you stop using them, your body goes back to functioning as it normally does. But without that extra support from the patches, what we were doing was just giving it an ideal environment for a time to produce what it needed. But you have been at this job way longer, Gretchen, working with LifeWave for a very long time now. I'm sure you've seen many, many people. So I will put the question to you and ask you, is this something you have ever seen before, somebody having an addiction to the products?
No, I have never seen that happen. And I've worked with so many people and have had people who are concerned about using them regularly and have asked me this exact question. And now I have really even a better way of answering them. So thank you, Dr. Cleverly.
No problem. So, in summary, we could say that they give the body an ideal environment. The patches help the body to work without taking over any of the natural processes of the body. So, they're not habit forming. They're actually a great option for people who want to support their health naturally without the risk of dependencies or interactions. And if a person decides to stop using them, that's okay. There's not even a weaning period to get off of them.
Great. Yep. Thanks, Dr. Cleverly. That was such a helpful breakdown. And thank you for joining us today on this episode of Patch Chat. If you have more questions, feel free to drop them in the comments or reach out. And remember, health is about supporting your body's natural ability, not replacing it. We look forward to hearing from you, educating you more on the patches. I would love to jump on a call with you and let you know all of what we have to offer on our team calls and with our team, and check out our other videos and links below for more info. And we'll see you on the next episode of Patch Chat.
Stay clever, stay healthy, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Patch Chat with Gretchen
And Dr. Cleverly, where small patches can make a big difference.
Interested in trying these patches? Click the link below. Want more information? Please email us. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more clever tips.
Stay clever, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.